hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network, as tonight we are here for the Racing for a Cause Vaportrail Cup Series as they present the Mission 135 at Homestead, Miami. Welcome, come on in, sit on down, grab your favorite beverage of choice, some warm popcorn, and get ready for what is the second to last race of the season, and it's happening right here in the sunny and beautiful Homestead, Miami track. Tonight's race is brought to you by Racing for a Cause Vaportrail Clothing. Make sure you check out Vaportrail Clothing and all the awesome swag that they have. Evidence-based mommy parenting from love, empathy, and science, and also Hilton Designs. And here tonight to talk to us a little bit about our Mission 135 is none other than Tyler Hilton himself. Tyler, how you doing tonight?
I'm good, KR. How about yourself?
Well, I'm getting ready to talk a lot about racing, so I'm doing pretty good.
Feels good.
That it does. So tonight's race is the Mission 135. You are the race patron. So what does this race mean to you, and what is the cause behind it?
Yeah, definitely. Me and my company, Hilton Designs, we want to do something, especially for the military. As you probably know, with previous races, military, law enforcement, public safety, all that are big key things to myself. But tonight for Mission 22, preventing veteran suicides, things of that nature, everything that group does. This race is for them. This race is for those veterans. This race is for everybody that's fought for our country and stuff. So hopefully we can bring a smile to some people's faces, and if we can get this thing rolling tonight.
Well, the Mission 135 will bring a smile to my face, so I'm already smiling. That goal's been achieved. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You are welcome. But on a serious note, so tonight's at Homestead, Miami. We have a new tire model. Tell us a little bit about what your expectations are for this race.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of changes in tonight's race compared to previous races, I feel like, especially with the horsepower and stuff on this car. I think the low line is going to be a quick line compared to the high line that you've seen in the past. With the new tire model, tire wear is going to be a huge factor in this race as it progresses. But I think this Falcon Motorsports team, what we got going tonight, and the plan that we got tonight, I think is going to work out. So hopefully it'll work to our favor, but we'll see. I know Troy, Chris, Doug, and Tom, they put in a lot of effort into getting these cars fast and learning these lines, learning this new tire model. So we'll see how it goes. A lot of unknowns tonight for everybody, but tonight's gonna be a great race to experiment and see how this goes going into the season finale next week.
All right, man. Well, we want to wish you a whole lot of luck out there tonight. Thank you so much for making this race the one you sponsor here tonight, and maybe you'll pick up the win here and upset some of our top points contenders.
Hey, I'm definitely going to try, so we'll see what we got. And just as a special shout out, if you don't mind, our thoughts and prayers are definitely with everybody from the Naval Air Station Pensacola, from their shooting that they had a couple weeks ago. I know we've not really raced since then, but definitely want to give a shout out to them and let them know they're in our thoughts and prayers.
Absolutely. Always a welcome time for you to break in. Don't mind at all. So qualifying, getting ready to take off, man. We'll let you get to it. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us, Tyler.
Yep, appreciate it. And I'll see if I can talk to you at the end.
Absolutely. Good luck out there tonight.
Thanks, buddy.
That was Tyler Hilton, our race patron for tonight, giving us a little bit of insight about what this Mission 135 is. As always, thank you very much, Tyler, for letting us in on that. Qualifying underway as the green flag is flying. 5 minutes to get in 2 laps at qualifying here at the Homestead Miami Speedway. The 25 machine, that is Timothy Lee, rolling out on track. Timothy looking to take the green flag for his first time lap. This time around, a green flag waving for him. Several other drivers out on track as well. The 88 of Dale Osbon making his time now. Miss Linda, your favorite driver out on track. We'll see if he can put it on pole. Coming into tonight's race, our point standings look something like this. Steve Baker is your points leader. Dale Osbon, who has steadily been climbing the point standings, finds himself just 10 points out of the championship lead. And with 2 races to go, he looks to be the one to beat as far as these points accumulations are gonna go. Steve Baker, though, has been at the top of his game. He has been one of our drivers sitting at the top of this championship standing for a very long time, but we cannot count out that man sitting in third, none other than T-Roy Radford, a 94 machine looking to capitalize on some points gains as well. We heard from Tyler Hilton that team been working really hard, put themselves in a position to win tonight. The 48 machine of Josh Spalding, right now he is sitting on pole with a 31.396. Smoke Show Racing being represented very well by that 48. However, the 94 Troy Radford gonna take over the top spot for the moment. That 94 machine looking to set his race off on the right foot. The 23 of Bobby Summers coming around to complete another flying lap. And Bobby Summers finds himself in 8th place in the point standings. The 45 of Doug Wysocki out on track as well. Wysocki currently finding himself in a 14th spot. And Doug gonna move up into 13th with that second lap being just a little bit faster. Dustin German in the 28, running a new paint scheme, all beautiful with that chrome, reminiscent of Flight of the Navigator. Eric Blount in the 6, out on track. Blount running the Autism Speaks 6 machine. As Blount comes across the start-finish line, his time good enough for 12th place, and that looks to be where he is going to stay. So Eric Blount in 12th. With that being said, guys, we are going to step away and honor this country where this track is based. Please join me for the national anthem.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as it was caught off guard there. Field starting to form up for the starting lineup. That means it's time to go through our lineup. Row number one, brought to you by Vaportrail Clothing. Boy Radford in the 94 machine on a pole with the 28 of Dustin German on his outside. Row number two will be the 55 of Steve Baker and the 48 of Josh Spalding. Row number three will be the 9 of Dustin Ping and the 88 of Dale Osbon. Row 4 will be the 99 of Justin Rigsby and the 46 of Chris Medford. Row 5 will be the 86 of Jay Weezy, Mr. Jerry West, and the 35 will be Matthew Spinks. Row 6 will be the 82 of Tyler Hilton, tonight's race patron, and the 21 of Chris Spencer. Row 7 is going to be the 23 of Bobby Summers and the 6 of Eric Blount. Row 8 will be the 85 of Jeffrey Stiles and the 25 of Timothy Lee. Row 9 will be the 65 Brian Miskell and the 45 of Doug Wysocki. Row 10 will be the 4 of Mike Massengill and the 12 of Colin Allman. Row 11, the 19 of Kate Green and the 51 of Dylan Blankenship. Row 12 will be the 3 of Chad Meadows and Damon Cox in the 57 on his outside. Row 13, Doug Johnson in the 8, and bringing up the rear for tonight's race, the 47 of Ray Radford. We get ready to go green flag racing. The race is underway. The green flag is out. 135 laps here tonight. The second to last race of the season. And Troy Radford on the inside down into turn 1 with the race lead. He's going to slide up in front of that beautiful chrome machine of Dustin German. Radford with the slight advantage, but Dustin German not letting him get too far away. Meanwhile, behind these two cars, drivers side by side, all of them looking for some room to run. Oh, as we got one sideways, multiple car, big stack up, heavy contact at the back of the field. Matthew Spinks involved. The 86 is involved. The 99, the 19, several cars in trouble here as the caution flag flies very early coming off of turn number 4. And I believe this is going to start with the 99 of Justin Rigsby as we go to our turn 3 instant replay. Let's see where this all went wrong. Rigsby in the 99 machine that looks like he is going to get turned by the 86 of Jerry West, and then everyone comes piling in with just nowhere to go. Big junk on the front stretch. Take another look at this one from high atop the blimp. And that track really just got log jammed. Go on board with Jerry West in the 86. So many cars involved. Big time trouble on lap 1. That is not something you want to see on, well, before you even officially complete the first lap. Several cars torn up. Several cars already going behind the wall. Troy Radford staying out, not coming down pit road, but the 46 of Chris Medford, Doug Wysocki in the 45, Jerry West in the 86, Christopher Spencer in the 21, Bobby Summers in the 23, Timothy Lee in the 25, Dylan Blankenship, Damon Cox, Brian Miskell, Colin Allman, all receiving extensive damage in this race. Almost easier to count the cars who did not get beat up on that incident. Jerry West and Bobby Summers still on pit road, still being serviced by their pit crews. The 57 of Damon Cox rolling out just before the pace car comes around. Couple questions coming in from YouTube. Do they have backup cars? No fast repairs. A lot of these guys are going to have to deal with this heavy damage. Want to give a huge shout out and thank you to Demon Tech 82 for joining me. Thank you very much for coming by, Demon Tech. Hope you have a good night tonight. Brandon Settle checking in as well, and as always, Miss Linda out in YouTube world. Thank you so much, guys, for coming in and saying hello. Field getting stacked up side by side as we get ready to go green flag racing once again. Gonna try this again to fire them off. The car's still on the pit road. Pace car down and away. As a green flag comes out, Troy Radford, Dustin German. Try it once again, the 55 of Steve Baker right there as well. This time Radford on the inside lane really got the jump on Dustin German. Steve Baker gonna slide in front of the 28. Here comes the 48 of Spalding. Smoke Show Racing running second, third, and fourth. Jerry West, the fourth member of SSR. Heavy damage on that machine as he sits on pit road. Troy Radford, though, out in front, trying to gain some ground in this championship standings. As Steve Baker coming into tonight's race as the points leader, the second to last race, the penultimate race of the season, and Baker and Radford coming into tonight, sitting first and third in the point standings. So this will be a very contentious battle for these two all night long. It will be something that we watch. Troy Radford wants to try and gain as many points as possible. It's gonna be hard to do when the 55 of Steve Baker is right there. And now Baker sliding in front for the race lead. Steve Baker out front for the first time tonight. Will he come around and lead his first laps of the race, or is it going to be the 28 of Dustin German, who had a great run down the backstretch with some help from his teammate of Josh Spalding? And now Radford looking to lose another spot here as Dustin German is on his inside. Our track facts for tonight brought to us by Evidence-Based Mommy. Fuel run, we expect about 33 laps on a tank of fuel. 4 tires every chance these drivers get. The new tire model has been deployed in this build for iRacing. These drivers have all said about 20 laps and then the car gets very tight. We'll see how this plays into tonight's strategy. Might see a lot of short pit options happening. So the opening lap, big kerfuffle. Then the next restart, everything looks to be nice and clean and pretty. The 9 machine of Dustin Ping to the inside of Josh Spalding. That is a battle for 4th place with the 88 of Dale Osbon right behind them. Dale coming into tonight's event second in the point standings. He has been a man on the climb through our points championship. He had a rough start to the season, and then he has put together a very impressive comeback to make it all the way up into 2nd place. That 88 machine, once again, looking to be very stout here at Homestead. He's got 2 cars in front of him, not sure where to go, what lane to choose just yet. As the 48 of Spalding does motor on by the 9 of Dustin Ping. Ping on that inside lane, heating up his tires a little bit. And this big Homestead Miami track. A little forgiving on tires if you're down on the inside lane. As Osbon now pulls door to door with the 9 of Dustin Ping. Meanwhile, up at the front, Troy Radford challenging the 55 of Steve Baker. This is a battle for the race lead. Radford has it by a nose as they come off of turn 4, but Baker with the run from the high side, not giving up just yet. Radford on the inside, down into turn 1. Starts to drift up a little bit, but Baker stays right there, racing him very hard. Baker gonna have some help from his teammate Dustin German. Troy Radford on an island all by himself. He is surrounded by SSR drivers, and Radford with a great run off the corner that time, starting to edge out in front of the 55 of Baker, but not enough to complete the pass just yet. And now he does get it done. He slides up in front of the 55, but Baker gonna try the crossover. He's got the run down the back stretch, but abandons it and tucks in to the wake of the 94 machine. Off of turn number 4, Eric Blount in the 6 car. He is in 7th place. That is 7 cars, all nose to tail. And a very tight group for the race lead. Then a little bit behind them, that is the 46 of Chris Mefford. He finds himself in 8th place. He's got himself a nice little safe spot to run. Able to log some laps right here in that 46 machine. Maybe biding his time. Could be someone that we see not afraid to run a different strategy on tires than anyone else. Behind Chris Mefford in 9th place, that is the 3 machine of Chad Meadows. Meadows, who started 23rd, was able to squeeze through that first lap turn 4 melee and finds himself right now inside the top 10. After starting in 23rd, a good little opening segment for the 3 of Chad Meadows. And rounding out your top 10 is the 21 of Christopher Spencer. Spencer in that 21 machine. RTV Network and SSR adorning that machine. That is your top 10 for the moment as we are working lap 18 of 135. In 11th place, the 8 of Doug Johnson. Right behind him, the 45 of Doug Wysocki in 12th place. Chris Mefford in the 46 was one of the drivers who sustained damage in that first lap scrum. After hammering it out, looks like he's got a little bit of damage still on the car, but has managed to make his way up into 8th place. However, a few drivers not as fortunate as Mefford. Damon Cox in the 57 machine. He is gone behind the wall. Looks like maybe his night is done. Also behind the wall, the 51 of Dylan Blankenship, the 65 of Brian the Missile Miskell, and the 12 of Colin Allman. So 4 cars succumbing to their injuries. They still have a lot of time to get back out there. But with the heavy damage that most of those cars received, be hard pressed to see them returning in any sort of competitive lap time. Cade Green and Justin Rigsby still behind the wall. Well, I shouldn't say behind the wall, but on pit road being serviced by their crews have not gone behind the wall just yet, but they are sitting on pit road. Should something change, my best to keep you informed of everything that's going on out there. Troy Radford in the 94, your race leader. Working on some lap traffic there. That is the 25 of Timothy Lee. Lee now 4 laps down. Bobby Summers in the 23 machine. He is the first car 1 lap down. He finds himself in 14th spot. We have 13 cars on the lead lap. That 13th car, that is the 47 machine of Ray Radford. He is in the tire tracks of the 45 of Doug Wysocki. Wysocki did suffer damage in that first lap scrum. You can see his car a little torn up on the front end. Ray Radford out to rattle his cage. Closes in on him very quickly, taking a peek to the inside. The 47 stays tucked in behind the 45. That is a battle for 12th place with the 45 of Wysocki currently holding on to it. Mike Massengill in the 4 machine, rejoining the race after making his way onto pit road. That car also having some damage. Mike Massengill in 21st spot, finding himself 18 laps down. Cade Green in the 19 machine has officially gone behind the wall. Looks like his night is done. So back up front we go. The 94 of Troy Radford has opened up almost a 1 second lead over the 28 of Dustin German. Steve Baker has fallen to 3rd place in that red and black 55 machine, along with the blue and red of Josh Spalding right behind him. Then to round out your top 5, that is the 9 of Dustin Ping. The Ping sitting in 5th place. At one point we had 7 cars all within about 1.5 seconds of each other. Now the 9 of Dustin Ping finding himself 3.7 seconds off the race lead. The tire fall off really starting to happen. Our fastest lap for the night looks, as I look at my chart here, to be a tie between Troy Radford and Dustin German. Troy Radford and German turning a 31.504. But that last lap by Troy Radford was a 32.277. So Troy Radford looking at just about second of fall off here. Keep in mind, 33 laps, about how far these drivers can go on a tank of fuel. A lot of drivers expected about 20 to 25 laps on tires. We are starting to get into that window of 20 to 25 laps. At about 3 laps of caution, we might see some drivers hitting pit road for some short pit action. Gary West in the 86 machine is on pit road once again. He has been sitting stationary for the last minute, so they are trying to work out some last little kinks that 86 has on it. Tyler Hilton in the 82, another driver we saw involved in that lap 1 scrum. Tonight's race patron. He's made it back out on track after a long time on pit road. He is down 13 laps. He had high hopes for this race. We got to talk to him before the race started. He is tonight's race patron. He is providing the aerial coverage for tonight's race, Hilton Designs. Check him out on Facebook. Got some nifty little crafts, kinds of good stuff there. Tell him I sent you. And if you want to get me a gift from there, that'll be fine too. Christmas is coming. Not that I'm going to use anything that's crafty or handy, because I'm just not that way. Not smart enough. But I'll tell you what, you can always give it to my wife and be like, look, babe, it's from me. I swear. See? Gift giving. It's fun for everyone. But now, Troy Radford in the 94 continuing to open up his lead. Now he is up to a 2-second gap over the 28 of Dustin German. That 94 machine really starting to stretch his legs. We will see green flag pit stops coming up here very soon. We ride on board with the 94, looking out the back of it. Nice and smooth so far for Troy. Take a moment and check out our point standings once again, just so everyone is caught up on everything. Steve Baker coming into tonight as your race leader, currently finding him, or as your points leader, currently finding himself in 4th place in the race. Troy Radford came into 3rd. Right now he is your race leader, and we do have one driver on pit road. That is the 35 of that Spinks. And then Dale Osbon came into tonight's race 2nd in the point standings. He finds himself in 5th place. These drivers all laying it on the line as we are down to the final 2 races. Dustin Ping in the 9, one of the first drivers to hit pit road. That 9 machine being serviced by his pit crew. He was going to try the short pit. Did not quite run that tank dry. Now, serviced by his crew. We'll see how that works out for him. Several more cars coming down pit road. Big group of them, all led by the 6 of Eric Blount. Doug Johnson hitting his pit stall. Chad Meadows, the 45 machine of Doug Wysocki, also on the pit road. And our race leader, the 94, Troy Radford, he hits his pit box, or heads for his pit box. The 46 of Chris Mefford, he stays out. And Mefford gonna lead his first lap of the race should he continue on. Troy Radford, Dustin German, Steve Baker, Josh Spalding all on pit road. Dale Osbon as well. And Mefford in the 46 leading his first lap of the race. So going from damage on lap 1 to leading the race, but he has got to try a different strategy, trying to make up some time here. As the 94 Troy Radford comes off of pit road, retaining the lead for everyone who has pitted. Chris Mefford in the 46 scored as your race leader, not yet hitting pit road. Looks like the 46 maybe is coming down pit road this time. So Chris Mefford from the race lead into his pit lane, heading for his crew. Justin Rigsby, Jerry West, Matthew Spinks, all sitting on pit road, being serviced by their crews, trying to get back out there. And Troy Radford in the 94 takes over the top spot once again. And now he is back out to a 2.7 second lead over second place, Dustin German. So Dustin German in the 28, running that Flight of the Navigator paint scheme. Beautiful chrome with some red wow. That is a black racing stripe. I don't even know why I said red. Finding himself in second place. Josh Spalding in the 48 machine sitting in third. Fourth place going to the 55 is Steve Baker, as the 8 machine of Doug Johnson rejoins the race. He is now 2 laps down. Rounding out your top 5 is the 9 machine of Dustin Ping. We saw Ping be one of the first ones to hit pit road. Everyone responded in due time to the 9 being the first one on pit road. Nobody wants to give up any amount of time out here. Everyone's still kind of learning this new tire model that has dropped into iRacing with this build. Week 1 officially has started for this season in iRacing. Tire model number 7 being deployed. Is the 4 Mike Massengill going to go another lap down? Mike finding himself in a 19th place, 18 laps down. The 21 machine of Christopher Spencer trying to track down the 46 of Chris Befford. Befford sitting in 6th place. Stayed out an extra lap. Got a bonus point for leading a lap, but now the 21 of Spencer trying to reel him in. So far this race has only been slowed for 1 caution, but one driver that has lost a little bit of ground during those pit stops, that is the 88 of Dale Osbon. He finds himself in 8th place. Dale had a very rough time getting into his pit stall. That 88 machine lost a lot of time and a couple of positions. And in a race that feels like it might go green the rest of the way, he's going to have to start hustling that car if he would like to make up some lost time. He finds himself almost 16.6 seconds off the race lead. So the 88 of Dale Osbon in trouble here early as far as our top 3 points contenders go. And with this race and one other left in the season, any and every mistake is going to really cost you just that much more. '47 machine of Ray Radford. Right now he is the last car on the lead lap, finding himself in 11th place after starting in 26th. Ray Radford 28.5 seconds off the race lead, but with lap times of 31.5, Ray Radford really closing in quickly on him. See that 94 machine right there entering turn number 1. Father and son here. Ray Radford being the father, T. Roy Radford being the son. Eric Blount in the 6, trying to track down 45 of Doug Wysocki. Wysocki in that 45 machine is the first car 1 lap down. Yes. Wysocki is the first car 1 lap down, finding himself in 12th place. Eric Blount on the lead lap in 9th place. do only have one car that has scored one lap down, that being the 45 of Doug Wysocki. First car 2 laps down and 13th spot. That is the 8 machine of Doug Johnson. He works his way around the heavily torn up 82 of Tyler Hilton. Jeffrey Stiles in the 85, who we just saw hit pit road, scored in 16th place. He is 14 laps down in that Hot Wheels 85 machine. He and Tyler Hilton are on the pit road trying to work out some more damage, maybe get these cars a little bit quicker, but they have a long road ahead of them. 25 of Timothy Lee, he's also torn up, missing the hood on that thing, or the front clip. Troy Radford closing in on 2 lap cars. One of them his father, the 47 of Ray Radford. Radford down to the inside to make the pass on the 25 of Lee. The 94 of Troy Radford now getting around the as well. 47 dropping down to the inside, does not want to contest this. Ooh, as the 47 looked like he washed up a little bit. So now Troy Radford has 10 cars on the lead lap. Chad Meadows in the 3. Last car on the lead lap now as we're working lap 52 of 135. Bobby Summers in the 23 machine. Right now he is behind the wall. Looks like maybe his night could be done here very early. Another driver that looks to be done, the 35 of Matthew Spinks, also calling it a night as well. That is 18th and 19th place for the moment. Gary West in the 86, still sitting on pit road, but has been there since lap 1 scrum, along with the 99 of Justin Rigsby. Those 2 cars look like they might try and get back out there. They have not yet pulled their scorecard. Troy Radford now enjoying almost a 3-second lead over the 28 of Dustin German. Dustin German came into tonight 5th place in the point standings, 39 points behind our points leader Steve Baker. This season on the verge of being done for championship terms, but the 28 still trying to make some noise, still trying to get a race win. Right now he's finding himself in 2nd place. Speaking of the championship, our last race of the season, that is going to be the UPMC Cancer Center 200, presented by Ray Radford. The drivers will find themselves doing 200 laps at Phoenix. Make sure you tune in next Tuesday night, that is December 17th, for the final race of this season. We will crown a champion then. We'll be at Phoenix, a very unique track. See how that plays out as well. But many of you NASCAR fans, when we head to Homestead, Miami, everyone assumes the championship race, final race of the season. Not the case here for Racing for a Cause. 48 of Josh Spalding sitting in third place, 2 seconds behind the 28 of Dustin German. Behind the 48, that is the 55 of Steve Baker. Baker right now sitting in fourth place, finding himself almost 7 seconds off the race lead. Troy Radford really has started to open up a gap once again. Troy looks to have figured this tire model out very quickly. Got a good short run car and a good long run. Continues to open up that lead. Rounding out your top 5, that is the 9 of Dustin Ping. Ping started fifth, currently in fifth. Check in on the 46 of Chris Mefford. He is pulled away from the 21 of Christopher Spencer. When last we checked in on Spencer, he was about 2 seconds behind the 46 of Mefford. But now Spencer finding himself 6.2 seconds behind him. Both cars got a little bit of damage on them, but both drivers out there turning very good lap times. Good enough, being 6th and 7th place. We're coming up on the window to see some drivers try the short pit strategy. No one has hit pit road just yet, but it is about time to once again see some green flag pit stops. Who's going to be the first car onto pit road? Last time it was the 9 of Dustin Ping. This time he drives right on by that pit road entrance. We do have 17 cars out on track still. Started 26. Most of these drivers who are being out of the race were all involved in that lap 1 incident. Almost half the field got caught up in that incident. It was a big, bad crash coming off of turn 4 on the opening lap. Nobody had anywhere to go. The 88 of Dale Osbon at one point was inside the top 5. Now finds himself in 8th place. Last time he was on pit road, he had a little bit of an issue. Cost him a lot of time, and it looks like he is having a hard time recovering from that. He has not been able to gain any positions. He finds himself just riding around, trying to log some laps as we're creeping up on the halfway mark. Dale Osbon now finds himself being the last car on the lead lap as well. Troy Radford has made his way around Eric Blount in the 6 and the 3 of Chad Meadows. Now with 8 cars on the lead lap, Radford setting that torrid pace. Just does not have the same amount of fall off as these other drivers. His last lap time was a 32.533. Josh Spalding, who just got around his teammate Another driver down in the 32.5 second bracket. Those are the only two drivers still turning 32.5s. Everyone else very high into the 32s and most of them in the 33s. We do have a few drivers on the pit road. That is the 6 of Eric Blount and the 3 of Chad Meadows. They were one lap down. The first car to pit from the lead lap, that is the 9 of Dustin Ping. He is working his way down pit road. So green flag pit stops underway once again. The win will Troy Radford hit pit road to respond to the 9 of Dustin Ping. Did he feel he had a comfortable enough lead on the rest of the field that he can hit pit road at his choosing? I gotta believe the 48 of Spalding gonna be thinking about hitting pit road soon as well to try and undercut the 94s. Here comes Spalding. He is gonna hit pit road along with his teammate Dustin German. Steve Baker following suit. So three of the 4 SSR drivers in this race on the pit road. Troy Radford in the 94 machine is going to have to respond to the fact that the 48 is on pit road, and here comes Troy Radford. The 94 brings it to a crawl, and he is on pit road. That will give the lead to the 46 of Chris Mefford if he stays out, and Mefford going to stay out once again, so the 46 takes over the top spot. Troy Radford into his pit stall. And Dale Osbon, more troubles continue for the 88 of Osbon. He has missed pit road. He has got to get back up to speed and try once again, not the race that Osbon would like to have, as here is another mistake on pit road for the 88 of Dale Osbon, and this one is going to cost him dearly. This time he takes the access road, but the 88 once again finding himself in trouble and on the pit road this time. That is going to be a big loss for the 88. The 46 of Mefford finally hitting pit road after leading for another 2 laps or so. But the 94 of Troy Radford retains the race lead. But Spalding, who pitted 1 lap sooner, has cut that race lead down to 1.5 seconds. So the 48 now trying to close in on this race lead. We go on board with Spalding. Nice little shot for Josh Spalding. A little workspace here. So Josh Spalding in the 48, finding himself in 2nd place. His teammate Dustin German in 3rd in the 28 machine. We go on board with German in the 28. They work their way around some lap traffic here. Eric Blount in the 6th, finding himself in 8th place. Is the first car 1 lap down. Christopher Spencer, almost said Mefford. Chris Spencer finding himself in 7th place. He is the last car on the lead lap. We are on the downhill side of these laps. This race rolling off very quickly. The Spalding, who cut that race lead by pitting 1 lap sooner, now is starting to fall behind a little bit. He had it down to 1.5 seconds. Right now, it is at a 1.8 second gap to the 94 Troy Radford. The Spalding not able to match the pace that the 94 is setting. He is giving it all he's got. Do want to point out that the 99 of Justin Rigsby has rejoined the race. He is 64 laps down, currently in 21st spot. He needs to do about 20 laps. He will be able to make his way into 18th place. Bobby Summers in the 23 machine currently scored in 18th spot. But Summers, his night is done. Justin Rigsby having an opportunity to gain about 4 positions here. Always like to see a driver never give up. They can get the car fixed, get back out there. And the 99 of Justin Rigsby is just one of those drivers here tonight. However, he is not the only one suffering from heavy damage. The 85 of Jeffrey Stiles out on track after heavily beat up from the turn 1 incident, or lap 1, turn 4 incident, along with the 82 of Tyler Hilton, tonight's race patron. Hilton finding himself in 15th spot. Missing a lot of body work on the front end of that thing is definitely slowing him down. The 82 is going to hit pit road this time. Tyler Hilton brings his car down to pit road speed. Good safe entry there for the 82. We go on aboard, looking out the back of the 94 of Troy Radford. You can see his race lead has grown to 2.8 seconds now over Spalding. And Troy just able to keep this car at a faster pace than anyone else tonight. He fires off quickly, is able to save his tires a little bit longer than anyone else. And he has also set the fastest lap of the race here tonight so far with a 31.308. Troy Radford proving to be the car to beat. Came into tonight 14 points behind the 55 of Steve Baker. So Steve Baker in 4th place, trying to hold on to his top spot on the hill. But Troy Radford trying to claw some points away from that lead. One driver who had been hot until he came to Homestead, Miami and tried to hit pit road. 2 incidences for the 88. on green flag pit stops. 88 of Dale Osbon finding himself in 10th place now, 1 lap down. The third car 1 lap down. He has got a lot of work to do. Put himself as the first car 1 lap down. That starts with this battle with the 3 of Chad Meadows. Dale Osbon gonna take a peek to the inside, making a move on the inside of the 3 of Meadows, and put the 88 of Dale Osbon into 9th place. Now he's got to set his sights on the 6 of Eric Blount. He is almost 2.5 seconds behind Blount. See Blount heading into turn 3, just ahead of the 88 of Dale Osbon. This sun drop machine needing some help from a caution here to get back into this. Maybe even 2 cautions, but with the laps starting to wind down, we have 50 laps to go in this 135 lap event. Troy Radford now putting another car 1 lap down. That is the 21 of Christopher Spencer. So the troubles continue for Dale Osbon. We have only been slowed for 1 caution. That was all due to the turn 4 lap 1 incident. Had 6 lead changes, all coming during green flag pit stops. Troy Radford in that 94 machine has been out front for a majority of this race. He did give up the lead briefly on the restart. Fell back, I believe, to 3rd, and then he has been a solid car from there on out. Your top 5 is the 94 of Troy Radford, the 48 of Josh Spalding, the 28 of Dustin German right behind him as well. 4th place going to the 55 of Steve Baker. Then rounding out your top 5 is the 46 of Chris Mefford. So Mefford right now finding himself in 5th place, who has led for 4 laps. Our 6 lead changes have come between 3 drivers. Troy Radford, Steve Baker, and Chris Mefford all have led laps here tonight. Troy Radford in the most laps led category. He has locked that down as he has been out front for 79 laps and counting. Make that 80 laps as he crosses the start finish line once again as the race leader. With 45 laps to go, and Troy Radford pulling away with this fixed setup car. He has really got this thing figured out, really got it dialed in. And everyone else has got to be looking at their notebooks and be saying, we got to figure something out, because this 94 is flat getting after it. Check in on the 88 of Dale Osbon. Came into tonight 2nd place in the point standings, so we're trying to keep a close eye on our top 3 championship contenders. Osbon has moved around the 6 of Eric Blount, finds himself in 7th place now. Closing in on the lap down machine, the 85 of Jeffrey Stiles. But Dale has got to make up a 10.5 second gap to Christopher Spencer in the 21 machine to even start challenging for the first car 1 lap down. And with the pace that Troy Radford is setting, By the time Dale Osbon closes that gap, there very well could be another car 1 lap down. We look at the 46 at Chris Mefford, finding himself in 5th place. He is now the last car on the lead lap. He is 19.5 seconds behind Troy Radford, who is just over half a lap behind. See Troy now crossing the start finish line with Chris Mefford now at the middle of the backstretch. With 5 cars on the lead lap, with Troy Radford pulling away. Well, I say pulling away, but Spalding now has closed the gap to 2.8 seconds. Spalding really trying to make a battle of this here. We are closing in on green flag pit stops once again. The 9 of Dustin Ping has been on and off pit road already. He last was on pit road 7 laps ago. So a very short pit for the 9 of Ping. We'll see how this plays out for him. Other than Dustin Ping in the 9, who's finding himself 1 lap down because of that green flag pit stop. Our race leaders have not pitted just yet. Everyone's staying out there. So the question does become, when do you hit pit road? With 39 laps to go, gonna have to stretch it just a little bit. 33 laps total distance you can go on fuel. Make it about 34, maybe 32. All depends on how much throttle you're using, how much you burn off, how quickly you're trying to run. And trying to do some quick math here, it looks like maybe the 94 might be 2 laps shy here on fuel to get into that 33 lap fuel window. We're on lap 37 to go. There's 37 laps to go. Troy Radford last on pit road, 29 laps to go. This time when he crosses the start finish line, that will be 30 laps the last time he was on pit road, with 36 laps to go. Our fuel window right around 33 laps. So this is going to be close to try and make it on one more stop. You'd have to run this one out as far as you can. Maybe and try and check up a little bit, save some fuel. Should have been something you were thinking about trying to do early on in this run. It is a lot easier to save fuel throughout an entire run instead of the last 10 laps. And looking at our lap times, Troy Radford really hasn't slowed up a whole lot. His last lap was a 32.6. Josh Spalding sitting in second doesn't look to be slowing down a whole lot either. He's at a 32.592. So with these drivers trying to stretch it as far as they can, the 48 of Spalding hit it 1 lap sooner. And we do have a few on pit road. That is the 28 of Dustin German and the 21 of Christopher Spencer. So German on the pit road. He pits from 3rd place. Spalding brings it to a slow. So does the 94 of Troy Radford. Spalding, very aggressive entry onto pit road. Think he got it slowed down in time. So Troy Radford on pit road. And this might be the final stop, as we now will have 33 laps to go as they cross the start finish line on pit road. That could have been timed beautifully by Troy and Josh. Now the 46 of Chris Mefford once again assumes the race lead. And Mefford can go about another 2 laps, another 3 laps before he has to hit pit road. The 9 of Dustin Ping trying to get one of his laps back, but he's got hung up there. He caught the race leader as the leader was trying to get around the lap car. Now Dustin Ping gonna squeeze on by there in that 9 machine, put himself back on the lead lap. Race off of pit road between Troy Radford and Spalding. He's Radford winning that quite handily, but Spalding once again has closed the gap to a 1.2 second difference. With Spalding closing in, maybe now is the time to strike for the 48. Everyone on the pit road from the race lead, or I shouldn't say from the race lead, but drivers who are on the lead lap. But from the race lead is the 46 of Chris Mefford. So he is going to be making his final stop of the night, along with the 88 of Dale Osbon. This time it looks like the 88 got on the pit road with no issues. So Mefford being serviced by his crew, that will give the lead once again to Troy Radford in the 94. And Spalding in the 48, stalking that 94. He is right there, as close as he has been for a while. He is at a 1.2 second gap. Brandon says the 46 might have the best chance to win if these guys run out of fuel. Absolutely, but I think that they will have more than enough fuel should it go green the rest of the way. That last fuel run, they got 34 laps on their tank. When they left pit road, they had 33 laps to go. They should be 1 lap to the good. But yeah, save a little maybe, just to make sure. When you got a 1.2 second lead, 1.3 second lead, can't really save a whole lot. But Spalding has a 5.7 second lead over his teammate Dustin German. And then Steve Baker is another 6 seconds behind Dustin German, so Baker finding himself in 4th place. Mefford does round out your top 5. He is absolutely good to go on fuel. And the 9 of Dustin Ping has just made his final pit stop as well. He's been on and off pit road. He finds himself once again 1 lap down. Chad Meadows in the 3 machine. Right now he finds himself in 7th place. I look down my score sheet here. Meadows, I don't believe Chad Meadows can make it from here. Last on pit road 17 laps ago, with 26 laps in this race left to be ran. He's about 2 laps shy by my estimation. We'll see if the 3 can make it from here. Chad Meadows does find himself in 7th place, 1 lap down. Christopher Spencer in the 21. He is the first car 1 lap down, being scored in 6th place. And Miss Linda brings up a good point. A green-white checkered could mess all that up. But with everyone coming down pit road, I don't see anyone taking the chance and not hitting pit road for tires and fuel. Now the gamble will be 2 tires or 4. But yeah, green-white checkered will most likely see everyone hit pit road. Just with how close everyone would be on fuel, how important tires are to the handling of the car. So yeah, then again, I say that, but man, never know. Someone could pull off a surprise gamble and get that race win. Troy Radford in the 94, who has led for 99 laps so far tonight. Looking to lead his 100th lap here as he works his way off of turn number 4. Mike Massengill in the 4, finding himself in 16th spot. He's the last car out there running. Those 16 cars remain in this race. The 25 of Timothy Lee has gone behind the wall. His night is done. He is scored in 17th place. Justin Rigsby did make his way into 18th spot. And then he pulled it onto pit road. Knew he was out of laps, out of time to gain any more positions. So the 99 of Justin Rigsby looks to be done for tonight. Only able to get up into 18th spot. 94 of Radford. And a big moment there is the 4 of Mike Massengill. Almost got into the back of him as he worked his way through 3 and 4. Chad Meadows in the 3 will have to be serviced by his crew. Pulls into his pit stall, putting tires on that machine. And with 19 laps to go, lap 48 of Josh Spalding starting to get a little bit bigger. That rear view mirror of Troy Radford. Gotta wonder, is Spalding pushing as hard as he can to close in on the 48? Is Troy maybe trying to maintain a gap, save a little bit here and there, have something left in the tank for the final 10 laps of tonight's race? Those two have been chasing each other for the majority of this latter part of the race. Troy Radford coming up on a string of lap traffic. Traffic could play a factor here. Troy easily navigates around the 82 of Tyler Hilton. Tyler not wanting to be any part of the one who held up the race leader. Spalding now closing in. I say closing in, but he's closing in on Tyler Hilton, but still floating at that 1 second mark behind the 94. However, they have both pulled away from the 28 of Dustin German. German finding himself 8.7 seconds off the race lead. And Dustin German is enjoying a 6.87 second gap over his teammate Steve Baker. Baker dives to the bottom to try and get 2 lap cars in one corner. '21 of Spencer. In 6th place is the first car 1 lap down. Doug Johnson in the 8 machine finds himself 3 laps down in 13th spot. So that is not a battle for position between these 2 black and yellow cars. Last car on the lead lap. One driver we know is good to go. Maybe even brave enough, maybe even crazy enough, bold enough to stay out should the caution flag fly. That is the 46 of Chris Mefford. Mefford in 5th place finds himself 25.2 seconds off the race lead. Troy Radford on the front stretch at the same time as Mefford, although at opposite ends of that front stretch. But the pace that this 94 has set here tonight has been outstanding. He has really figured out this new tire model for Homestead. Is able to maintain his speed. The only car that has been able to match him, that is the 48 of Spalding. Spalding's still floating just about 1.1 seconds behind him now. So he's lost a little bit of ground, but still right there. Should the 94 find issues that he cannot overcome quickly. Started 26 cars, down to just 16 cars out on track. 5 of those cars are on the lead lap. 6 of Eric Blount, about ready to be in a battle for 8th place with the 88 of Dale Osbon. Dale Osbon came into tonight 2nd place in the point standings. And after a long string of top 5s and podiums and 2nd place finishes, that string looks to be broken here tonight for the 88. As he finds himself in 9th place, trying to reel in the 6 of Blount. We're inside 10 laps to go. We now have 7 laps to go in the second to last race of the season. Radford now at a 1.5 second lead over Josh Spalding. Troy starting to open up that gap a little bit here. He's quickly closing in on the 88 of Dale Osbon. Osbon losing a lot of ground to Eric Blount. But Dale looks like maybe he is going to have to settle for 9th place here tonight. In previous conversations with Dale Osbon, he said that this Homestead Miami track is not one of his favorite tracks. And it is showing here tonight. Made two major mistakes on pit road. Possibly this race could go down as the one that cost him a championship run. He had a great run going up until he came here. You start to see why that driver does not like Homestead Miami. 5 laps to go now for the 94 of Troy Radford. I look down my score sheet here. Everyone really has spread out from their race 4 position counterparts. Nobody really even close to anyone else. Our closest battle truly is the race for the lead. Josh Spalding 1.5 seconds off the race lead. We go on aboard with the 48. Three laps to go. Spalding losing a little bit more time to Troy Radford. Spencer in the 21 machine, who was in a very close battle with a few drivers not too many laps ago, now has a 0.8 second lead over the 9 of Dustin Ping. Ping on a little bit fresher tires, with 2 laps to go, gonna try and make something happen here. Got just enough time to catch him, maybe enough time to pass him with those fresher tires. That is shaping up to be a battle for 6th place. But the 94 Troy Radford off of turn number 4, white flag in the air, final time around, 1 lap to go, presented by Vaportrail.com. If you haven't done so yet, there is a link provided down below. Pick up some sweet racing swag over at Vaportrail.com. I know I've got a shirt from there and I love that thing. It is a comfortable shirt, beautifully painted. Well, painted, but you know what I mean. The 94 Troy Radford works his way through 3 and 4 for the final time. He is going to bring home the race win here at Homestead Miami. Picks up his 4th win of the season. And Troy Radford gets it done, sets it on pole, and finds a way to lead 122 of 135 laps. Only 1 caution here tonight, and man, it was a doozy. It was big enough to take out almost half the field. Dale Osbon giving a nice little kiss to the 94 of Troy Radford. Spalding in the 48 machine gonna bring it home in 2nd. And rounding out your podium here tonight is the 28 of Dustin German. Tyler Hilton coming up to give a congratulatory, just a nice little kiss. Gave him just a little kiss. As the 94 celebrates and burnout. We're gonna step away from the mics and set up our post-race show. No one go anywhere as we hear from our podium drivers. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our post-race show. And here to talk to us is our race winner, and that is none other than the 94 of Troy Radford. Troy, congratulations on your 4th win on the season. You gained some ground on Steve Baker heading into the final race coming up at Phoenix next week. Tell us a little bit about your race here tonight.
Main thing here, this has not been a particularly good track for me. I don't believe I've ever finished in the top 5 here. So a lot of practice laps this week. And the main thing is execution here. It's such a hard track to get on and off pit road. Of course, iRacing made it a little bit easier with us not having to enter into turn 3 this time. But definitely, it was just execution. Josh is still getting me on entry to pit road, getting me by about a second and a half every time. But, playing it a little safe getting onto pit road, but just not doing anything stupid. That was the real trick.
Well, the 94 had a solid night all night long, led 122 laps. As I said, this is the second to last race into the season. Looking at Phoenix, what do you feel your chances are that you can go back to back here and maybe even pull off a championship?
Phoenix is a tough one. I think that Phoenix is one of those tracks that I always run well at, but always end up seeming to getting wrecked out. So I think I'm going to have good speed. It's just a matter of executing. I know Steve's going to be strong there. Of course, that whole crew, they're going to be good at Phoenix. So, everybody's going to have to be coming in. I'm still going to have ground to make up going into Phoenix. I think I was 18 points back going into this one or something like that. So, definitely made up some good ground tonight, but, just got to do it again.
Well, Troy, that 4th win's got to feel good on the season. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
First of all, a big one. We're probably breaking a little bit of news here, but give a big shout out to Brandon Brown over at Brandon Built Motorsports. We're starting to work together with them a little bit as far as a few things, and they show up a little bit more in open set stuff. But definitely want to give them a big shout out. Of course, the whole crew over here at Falcon. We've been working hard, just trying to catch up with Steve. Steve's been so dang consistent the entire season. So, great run by everybody there. Evidence-Based Mommy, of course, National Kidney Foundation, the whole RFC crew. And, guys, check out the Facebook page on RFC. We just announced we're doing a big charity race here January 25th. Going to have actually all of the proceeds going to head and neck cancer research with the Head and Neck Cancer Alliance. Pretty cool deal we got going on. More information to come, but definitely check it out. Got some awesome stuff.
All right, Troy, once again, congratulations on your race win, man. Nice job out there tonight.
Thank you.
That was Troy Radford, our race winner in the 94 machine. Now it's time to move on to our 2nd place finisher, about the only driver who could keep up with Troy, and that is none other than the 48 piloted by Josh Spalding. Josh, you had a good little run at it there, coming up just a little bit short here for 2nd place, but an outstanding race overall for you here tonight as well. Tell us a little bit about it.
That was a good, clean run. Well, we didn't have, I think we had one early caution, but that was, after that, it was just clean and green, and that's the best kind of racing, in my opinion. And Troy definitely had the fastest car all night. He was able to stretch it on me in the middle of a run, the first 2 or 3 green flag stops, and I finally figured something out there at the end, but he still had the car to beat, and it was, that's where he finished. So I always got to like a race like that, and enjoyed racing tonight. It was a lot of fun.
Well, the 48 had a great run out there as well. Heading into Phoenix, the final race of the season, got to have your head held high for this 2nd place, building some momentum. You think you can pull off a win at Phoenix?
I don't think so. That's not one of my better tracks, and I haven't done too much on that new configuration either. So looking forward to doing some practice, and should be a fun race. Looking forward to seeing who's going to grab that championship.
All right, Josh. Well, a great run here at Homestead, Miami. You get a chance to give some thank yous, some shout outs. Who do you feel you need to thank for tonight's race?
I just appreciate everybody at Race for a Cause putting on a good series, and UKR for doing a real good broadcast, and congratulate Troy on the win, and see everybody next week.
All right, Josh, congratulations on 2nd place here tonight, man. Nice job out there.
Appreciate it.
Now it's time to move on to our third place driver. If we can catch him in between bathroom breaks. Dustin, you got your ears on, buddy?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Oh man, the 28 machine brought it home in third place here tonight. Had a solid chrome, beautiful paint scheme out there tonight. What can you tell us about your race?
It was pretty solid race, man. Like Josh was saying, Troy was just the class of the field all night. You know, we kind of got started there early and kind of raced door to door, and you know, once we went green, he kind of pulled away, and that was pretty much how it ended up. But all in all, man, good race for our team, and maybe we can. I don't know. Maybe Steve can carry some momentum into Phoenix next week and get his championship.
Now you came in to tonight fifth place in the point standings. Maybe probably too far out now with a second or a third place finish here to be in contention for the championship. Does that shift Smoke Show Racing's strategy a little bit? You maybe going to try and play teammate, or are you still going to go out there and try and win?
Oh, no. Yeah, I think we'll still go out there and try to win. I don't think it's really going to change anything. I think Steve's got a pretty good, tiny little bit of lead, maybe. And he's pretty good at Phoenix, so I think he's going to hold his own and probably pull it off, but we'll see. But yeah, like you said, our chances are pretty much over with. We've had a pretty hard season by our standards. Just ready for the next one to start up, man. Like I said, it's been hard this season. Hadn't got any wins. Maybe we can pull it out next week, but we're definitely going for it.
All right, man. Well, I can't wait to see what you show up with next week. Going to be an exciting championship race. And I got to ask, this beautiful chrome paint scheme you got, who's the one that's got to polish all that here tonight to get it ready for Phoenix?
I think I'm gonna give Troy the duties tonight, man. He earned it, so.
Well, congratulations, Troy. All right, man. Well, Dustin, congratulations on third place, man. Any shout outs or thank yous?
Yeah, man. Just turn 3, and I want to thank you, KR, for coming out here and doing this thing. All the people in RFC, the whole league, you know, it's continually growing as we speak, and I hope everybody at home enjoyed the show. Troy kind of stunk it up a little bit, just playing, but yeah, it was a fun race, man. I enjoyed it. I'm glad to get a lot of green flag runs in, and next week, man, we're gonna, you know, crown a champion, so it should be exciting.
All right, man. Well, once again, congratulations. Nice job on third place.
Thanks, man.
Dustin German able to bring it home in third after 135 laps with only one caution to slow this race. Job well done by all of our drivers out there. A lot of drivers battled through damage to stay out there. Got some positions gained from those who were unable to continue on. Let's go through our results. The 94 of Troy Radford picking up the race win. Josh Spalding in the 48 gonna be scored in second place. Third going to the 28 of Dustin German. Fourth place going to the 55 of Steve Baker. Fifth will be the 46 of Chris Mefford. Chris Spencer in the 21 machine finishing sixth. Dustin Ping seventh. Eighth going to Eric Blount. Ninth, the 88 of Dale Osbon. 47 machine of Ray Radford finishing in 10th. 11th place going to Chad Meadows. Doug Wysocki finishing in 12th. 13th place will be Doug Johnson. 14th place will be the 82 of Tyler Hilton. The 85 of Jeffrey Stiles in 15th. 16th going to Mike Massengill. 17th going to the 25 of Timothy Lee. Justin Rigsby finishing 18th. 19th, Bobby Summers. 20th, Matthew Spinks. 21st going to the 86 of Jerry West. The 57 of Damon Cox finishing 22nd. 23rd, Cade Green. 24th, Brian Miskell. And 26th going to the 12 of Colin Allman. That is going to wrap it up for us here at Turn 3 Racing Network. Thank you very much for joining us here tonight, guys. Appreciate everyone joining me in YouTube chat and for chatting it up with me. Hope you all enjoyed the show. My name is KR Stolfus, and as always, I thoroughly enjoyed bringing this race to you. If you haven't done so yet, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. It really lets the drivers know that you appreciate the show they put on for you here tonight. So guys, as always, thank you for joining me, and until next week at Phoenix, where we crown a champion, y'all have a good night.